Good evening, Kevin.
Yeah, a challenge for some, a crisis obviously for so many others. Evening, Shannon. Now, the explosive nature of the crisis happening at the border is more than just a humanitarian disaster for those who've come, to say nothing of the citizens whose communities have been impacted. This is all happening, as you know, in the midst of a global pandemic. And that makes this basically a massive health crisis as well, even as the White House continues to restrict access to the many facilities where thousands are being held.
Why not show those to the
We will, and we are working with the Border Patrol and with DHS to determine how we can do that.
Yet another promise of future transparency from a White House that, at least so far, has been recalcitrant in its reluctance to offer any, say critics, despite calls to give the American people an unvarnished look at conditions along the border where thousands of illegal migrants and asylum seekers are being warehoused. The government so far only offering glimpses of selected facilities, not the scenes of mass humanity that have begun to surface independently.
I look forward to engaging in diplomacy to strengthen democracy and the rule of law and ensure shared prosperity in the region.
Today, as meetings with stakeholders immersed in the crisis unfolded at the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris was tabbed to lead the administration's border response. A charge coming just days after she laughed when questioned about when she planned to visit the border. For his part, Biden today all but ignored questions about when he might go.
Mr. President, how are you going to see images of the children in the border facilities?
Thank you very much.
This as a half dozen new intake facilities have sprouted up across the American Southwest, from California to Texas, needed to manage the 16,513 unaccompanied children currently in custody. Even the Pentagon is now getting involved, announcing tonight via Twitter that it will temporarily house unaccompanied migrant children at bases in Lackland and Fort Bliss, Texas. And then there's the health impact, as nearly 2,900 unaccompanied minors so far have tested positive for COVID-19 upon arrival at U.S. shelters over the past year, including around 300 currently in the system. That is a major concern, and with stays much longer than the prescribed 3 days, the concern is this disease could obviously spread among those who are currently in these particular facilities, and that could then spike cases around the country where the migrants are ultimately released. By the way, we do have some new figures that show nearly 10,000 minors are currently in positions that are actually blocked out for 3,100 young people. So you get a sense of the overwhelming crush of humanity. And of course, this is expected to be a major topic tomorrow, when Mr. Biden finally answers questions tomorrow afternoon from reporters. I'll be there, and I'm sure a lot of people will be watching.